Chat, hello, how's it going? I am your host, Bobby Socks. This is our weekly Scrim School ScrimCast. I'm super excited about the guests we have tonight. We got Islegendz and we got Zorbiqq, two incredible gamers. I am super hyped about this actually. Quick lowdown on what we're going to do here. We're going to talk state of the game. We're going to talk Crucible. We're going to talk weapon types, loadout types, ways to play against stuff. But the big things that we're going to focus on tonight are going to be how to combat stasis and 120s and weapon metas and stuff like that. Let us undeafen our two guests and we'll get it popping. Oh, hold on. Actually, let me get this set up. Let's do that. Sweet. You quit the game? Oh no. No, pain. All right, let me undeafen him. Gentlemen, how is it going?
Legend's taking a piss.
Of course, that's fine. We got his stream playing still, so we got that covered. Let's start it off though. Then, Zorb, why don't you introduce yourself? Who are you? What do you do? What do you enjoy? What makes you tick?
My name is Zorbiqq. I play Destiny a lot. I enjoy grinding. That's my main thing about this game is just grinding, putting all the time in. I like Destiny. It's a fun game.
No, Steph, what do you do on your off time? Like, do you still, outside, do you do anything outside, or are you pretty much glued to your chair with a sweatband?
So I played basketball for my high school. I play every sport: baseball, volleyball, football, all of it. But since COVID happened, I graduated early, so now I have 100% free time to do anything but school.
That's awesome.
And yeah, so I love basketball. That's by far my favorite sport ever. And but I graduated because there's probably not going to be a season, so I'm just sitting here, being bored now.
Playing games. I feel that.
Pretty much, yeah.
So are you gonna stick with Destiny and now through all eternity, or you got plans to branch out to other games?
So before I came to Destiny, I played Rainbow Six. I had like 2K hours in the game before I even picked up Destiny 2 on PC. I played Destiny 1 the day it came out with my friends. We grinded all that. That was the best game to play at the time.
Sure.
And I didn't start playing this game till like beginning of June, like very late May. So I don't have as many hours as other people, and I don't know a lot about the beginning of it. I just know some from trials. I started like midway through season 10.
Okay. So you started trials in D2. You didn't play any trials in D1 or anything?
No, I did, but like just with like IRL friends, and we try to go flawless every weekend because that was the fun thing to do, and but D2, it's more like I've gotten a lot better since in Destiny 1 I was like 0.9. Like I wasn't too good at the game. I just played with my friends. In this game, I've gotten a lot better, and it's a lot easier to do anything.
A lot better. So chat's already flying in quick. Cam says, how many hours, if you know, have you invested in Destiny? We talked about this, but
yes. So I go to my library, and in Destiny 2 I have 1.8k hours. So I don't know about other accounts like with recubs and stuff, but probably 2k I'd say then with all that.
Legends, did I hear you come back?
Yeah. Sorry, I was just grabbing something to eat and some water.
I feel that. How'd T-Show Scrims go?
Oh, it went good. Just yeah, just chilling.
I feel
it went good.
Nice. Love to hear it. So, Zorb did his intros already. Sean, let's start with you. What makes you tick? Who are you? What do you do? What do you enjoy? We can talk Destiny. We can talk IRL. Whatever.
I started playing Destiny during the Destiny 1 beta. I because of that, it's actually funny. The reason I made Hunter is I was watching T Martin's playthrough of the Destiny whatever with the beta or whatever, and I watched him and he made a hunter. So I'm like, I'll make a hunter like T Martin or whatever. And then that's kind of why I got Destiny, and I'm like, oh, this game is cool, so I just stuck with it since it literally came out, and I've always been a hunter main since 2 years ago I joined, or like a year, I think going on 2 years now, yeah. I joined IAM because I mean, I've known a lot of the IAM guys and I played with them a lot, but how I joined was, so it was like JP, Benny, and Frostbolt, and they were helping Glad get his first 5,500 in comp. So Frostbolt ended up leaving. So then it was me, then JP invited me, so it was me, JP, and Benny helping Glad through comp, and then JP ended up getting off, so then Benny got triple wreck. So then us three played with Glad, and I don't think I've ever, like that night, I think I played like the best I've ever played. Like I was literally just slaying that night.
You're on
fire. Then a week later, I was just chilling in Benny Shane's like, how would you like to join MIM? I'm like, oh, that'd be dope. You know, he's like, well, I'll see what I could do. And then a week after that, I got an invite to join IM, which is pretty cool. And then I've played in a lot of tourneys since then. The main tourneys that I played in was Forsaken tourneys, and then whatever last year was. And then I haven't really played all that much this year. But I've won 2 tourneys, a free one and a paid one, which was $500. Me, Fox, Pax, and Calico ended up beating Wall of Potato and Onyx in the finals for the paid tourney. And then in the free one, I don't really remember the details because that was like at the beginning of, it was like when I first joined IAM. And it was with Fox and then somebody else. I forget who the third was. But that's kind of my background with Destiny, and you know, I've been taking it slow recently, trying to get into more IRL stuff. That's kind of where I'm at now.
IRL stuff, what's that? We're in a pandemic.
That's fine. I'm just applying to jobs, so I have to wear a mask, whatever. Fuck it.
Okay, there you go. Hey, that works. I respect it. So we had a question fly in right at the gate while you were grabbing some food. Cam says, about how much time do you think you've invested into Destiny?
An unhealthy amount.
Yeah. I feel that, actually.
Probably around 5,000 hours between Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. 5,000 to 6,000 hours.
Okay, that's one of the highest ones I've heard so far. Holy shit. And Cal was actually in here chilling earlier. Hans was here right out the gate. I saw him pop up. All right, so we're gonna dive into the nitty gritty. Today, I kind of want to focus on, well, first we can discuss Trials. How was Trials this last weekend for y'all?
I didn't like it. The map
Literally terrible.
I'm so glad I'm not the only one.
I don't think anyone would have said it was a good map or a fun time.
Anybody with a brain.
Yeah.
I think Sepp said he had a blast on this map. But Sepp was using every cheat spot. He was doing everything. He was vibing.
I did that at one point. I was like, fuck it. Sunday, I did all that. And I still did not want to play. It was terrible. Just the people and the games.
Gameplay experience.
Yeah, it was just terrible.
Between the stasis abilities, the glitch spots out of the map stuff.
Yeah, no kidding. It was a rough one. I played Friday, and that was it.
But people are allowed to enjoy it, you know, to each their own. Like if they want to sit up top in a perch like a sniper, bro, like you might be my guest. You're wasting your own time.
Oh man, imagine if we get X Blue as our next one.
Oh my god, there's no way.
You'll catch me in orbit.
I may cry.
Yeah. I don't know how much I'd play then. It was Exodus.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't touch it either. Sorry, I was responding to a message. I probably wouldn't touch it either if it was X. I might play it and then just not touch it again. Ooh, that's a great question to jump right into. Tuesday says, 2 D1 maps you'd like to see in D2.
Shoot, what is that one map?
Asylum?
Yes. Isn't that the yeah?
Asylum. So here's my thing. Asylum is a great map for D1. I think it would play terribly D2. Just like look at Twilight Gap. Twilight Gap was amazing in D1, and it plays like trash.
True.
It plays like trash in this game.
Oh, Twilight
Like,
Gap's
like I'd
rough.
be like, if it plays good, I would love Asylum. But me personally, a map that I think would fit good for D2 would be Frontier, which was the map with the bridge in the middle, if you remember.
Okay. Yeah.
And then, honestly, Timekeeper. Timekeeper would be another good one.
Which one was Timekeeper?
You remember the one with the little donut on the outside? It was like a sand map. It was on Mars.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I love that map too.
That was great. I think I definitely think Asylum. But we can talk a little bit. So we had Pantho, Wyvern, and Leg on last week, right? And Wyvern probably said the best why D1 maps don't play well on D2. He laid it out as the FOV on PC and the way that the gunplay is now, maps feel a lot smaller.
Mm-hmm.
So those maps that are already small feel real small, right?
Good.
And that's kind of where that runs. But I think the map, I always enjoyed. God, what was that Dreadnought map called? That had like the drop down in. It was like
Dungeon.
It was
like
Dungeon.
Dungeon.
Yeah. I think Dungeon was a fun one for me. I enjoyed that map. I think that'd be a cool one to bring back, at least in sixes.
Good play good. Like there's like the small good maps that we considered good in D1 is like what Wyvern said, like the FOV and how this game plays, it just wouldn't work in this game. The only map that was good, that's good in this game as well, is Burnout or Burning Shrine.
Yeah, I mean Burning Shrine's great. I still think the other half of it was them changing like the aesthetics of it. Like Burning Shrine used to have that bright sun shining outside.
Yeah, so if you were sniping in there, it'd be hard to see.
Exactly. Which I get why they did it, so it made playable on both sides, but it was kind of one of those in D1 where that side was a lot harder to run on, you know?
Yeah.
Susie says Sector 618 with a question mark. I don't remember that map.
I think that was the PlayStation exclusive that came to Xbox.
It's Exodus Blue.
Oh, is it?
Right?
No. Sector 6. No,
Oh,
it's
that one.
It's the one with the three. It was like the 3 lanes, and in between, if you drop down, you could die. It was like it was in the wall or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the PS4 exclusive map.
Yeah, I never played that map because it was on Xbox.
See, I played on PS4.
I played Xbox 360 into Xbox One.
I played Xbox.
Okay. So neither of you guys got to really experience that one.
I didn't get experience. Like,
I mean, it wasn't that good of a map. I played it whenever it dropped for Xbox.
Yeah, it wasn't that good. It was just 3 lanes and.
It was just another map to play.
Yeah.
Right. It was another map. Well, I wish we could say that right now.
Yeah, no, there's literally nothing.
Yeah. All right, so let's dive into the nitty gritty. Let's kick it off right out the gate. Stasis. How you feel about it, and why?
What stasis, like in particular, like
in
a certain
general,
part of it, or
that's
just the whole thing?
The whole thing. We'll start out with how you feel about Stasis as a whole and it being introduced into the franchise, and we'll roll it from there.
I like it. I mean, I like the customization of it, and it's different, but I don't like that I can't use anything else but it to like have a, the fair advantage,
I mean, in 6s you could kind of, oh my god, you could kind of use whatever.
Yeah, but
in 3v3s and like Rumble, you need to use stasis.
Yep.
I think slow and freeze mechanics should not be in the game because the core of Destiny is movement and abilities.
Exactly.
And the moment an ability cancels out everything that makes Destiny, I think there's a problem.
Okay.
Yep, I agree to that fully, because like when I first started playing this game, like I never had good aim. I wasn't good at anything. The one thing I had was I had really, really good movement. And movement in this game is like, the main thing. You need to have good movement to do everything else. And stasis does the exact opposite of movement. It limits everything about it. So
True.
It's hard because when I'm driven around having good movement, getting around corners quick,
And then
sliding
somebody
and
just
hitting a
presses
shot
a button and it completely negates everything that you've learned.
for 6
versus
seconds.
a no skill ability. I just think Bungie's making it very obvious that they want to cater to the casuals.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And it's fine. Like, they never came out and said that this game is competitive. Like, as a competitive player, I don't like it, but I see where they're coming from. And I don't really care, to be honest. Like, if that's what they want their game, whatever.
Right.
It's not for any of us to say otherwise. It's not like they're like, okay, we want to make this game as competitive as possible. Legends, Zorbiqq, and Bobby, what do you guys want to see? Like, you know what I mean? And then we give them our opinion, and then they ignore it. Then I think it would matter more than us just giving our 2 cents.
True. That's very true.
On probably an unknown, company goal that they're striving for.
Yeah. I mean, I had a solid conversation on the tweeters the other day regarding this. It was somebody asked me in DMs. They go, why do you keep posting hot takes and stuff like that about it? Why they're not going to listen to you anyway? And I said, maybe they would if we all came together and agreed. Like with the Warlock melee, right? And the Cold Snap. Every single one of us, PvE, PvP, combined, all at the same time came together and was like, this shit's broken. Like, there's no, it's fun to play, it works well. It was literally like, every single person was like, this is broken. The problem that we're seeing now, and the reason that Bungie, in my opinion, hasn't done anything, is because people are going, fuck this game, shit game. Stasis is bad. Well, why? What about it? It's all bad. Shatter Dive's the problem. Is Shatter Dive the problem, or is that just a movement? Is Glacier Nade a problem, or is it the Whisper of Fissures? Like, yeah. And nobody can agree on it. Everyone just says shit game, or I'm quitting, right?
True.
Like, that's been my Twitter feed for this entire week,
But as many people as there are like that, there's just as many constructive people. So to use that as an argument as to why Bungie isn't listening is null and void, because there's been so many people to try to, contact them and give them their best possible opinion.
True.
As conclusive as possible, and then they still don't listen to that. So it's like at this point, people are just saying it because who gives it, at this point, we're 7 years deep, they haven't listened to us so far. Why would they listen to us now? So for them to just be like that, as you're 100% right, it's not constructive in any way. It's like, who really cares? It's not like that's the reason why they're not listening. There's definitely some other reason, which is probably company driven.
Yeah, they might have a plan for something, because I know they said they were trying to embrace the RPG aspect, right?
I don't know about anything, but
you gotta put your ear to the ground more, bro.
I know.
Hit those twabs every single time. Read it.
It's kind of like what I take about it is, it's obvious nothing's gonna happen if anyone says something about PvP wise. I mean, and I kind of just take it how it's like given to me. You know what I mean? Like, stasis is gonna be good for this. Why am I not gonna use it then until they do something about it? Just gotta take it, how it's given to you, because nothing's gonna happen. Well, in that case, go with the motion.
Yeah, I mean, since you guys are still playing this game, obviously, even with stasis in here, let's roll to the next segment of that question. How do you find to counter stasis? What do you guys do? What are your tips and tricks we can share with chat?
You use it yourself.
Okay.
My thing is, you use it I mean, not even, because if you play aggressive on stasis, you're just gonna trade and then get frozen yourself.
That's true. Yeah.
My best advice is just to play more passive, because those abilities are only good close range, and if you force them into medium to long range engagements, then you'll have the upper hand, because then they'll be trying to crutch their abilities and they'll just be a free kill for you.
Yep.
There isn't really any counter for it, because it's so strong. Even if literally the best players in the game are complaining about how broken it is, then don't you think they would have found an effective way to play against it besides playing passive and using it themselves? Like, it is what it is, and there's only so much you could really do against such oppressive abilities.
I know a lot of the best players are there, but I think maybe I'm still rose-colored glasses, because I've been with Bungie since Halo, right? And and I hope for the best for this. Every single time there's an expansion, I look at it. Every time there's a TWAB, I read about it. Anytime anything that Bungie's doing IP wise, like I'm curious to see it, and I want to know what's going on. So maybe I'm a little more rose-colored glasses with it, but I think that a lot of the top tier players that invest, 60, 70, 80 hours, like obviously not 80 hours a week, but these guys are playing it 6 hours or 6 days a week, right? Maybe they're jaded at it and they've been frozen so many times that they just say fuck it and just sit. Maybe they haven't really tried to sit back and think of counters as much. My thought.
Well, it's not that they're thinking of counters as a really good player. Like, you'll just be able to be like, this is what I need to do to play against this. Like, it's not like they need to devise some battle plan to play against it, because realistically this game is so random, it's hard to have a plan and stick to a plan.
True.
Like, you look at the best teams in the game, it's how they synergize and how good individually they are, not who has the best teamwork, because there's teams that have really good teamwork, but they'll get beat out by individual skill.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to put it in that viewpoint, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I like to keep these conversations a little open and not throw my thought process on it too much, because I want to hear your guys' opinions on it. Well, obviously you said, play a little bit more passive. Is there anything else you could do to still keep the momentum going with stasis? Like bait walls, lean into like things like Celestial Fire and Icarus Dash and stuff like that.
I mean, when I play on Warlock, I rarely get killed by, a slant or glacial wall or whatever, or any really stasis abilities, because with Icarus Dash you can dash away when you get slowed, or not frozen, but when you're in that super slow state with the Fissure of Endurance.
Yep.
You can dash away from that, and people, they're gonna crutch on the fact that you're slowed for 5 seconds and not know you're a Warlock, and they're gonna think, oh, it's a free kill because he's slowed and he has decreased accuracy, all this. So you can just dash away and get a little ahead of them, because they've been crutching this thing knowing that you're going to be screwed, and then they can't do anything. I mean, Warlock's like, I think one of the best ways, or just Titan Shields, because Titan Shields like degrades all damage from a Hunter, the new Wombo combo.
Yep.
And I mean, you just got to know how people play. You got to put time into the game to learn how people push everything. Because at the beginning of rounds of trials, someone's going to just jump over and throw a grenade at your feet, and then you're dead. So you just got to know, at the beginning of the round, I'm just going to play back a little, because I know he's just going to run in and throw.
Yeah, because it's consistent, because like lower end players tend to just do the same shit over and over again, and they don't think as much about it. So like, oh, well, I see this work against, player X, Y, and Z, but it's not going to work like against the top. Even though it's like something as simple as just sitting back and waiting and like seeing how people play, like anybody could do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't know. We've never had a time in Destiny where it's like, what's the most effective way to play against this, when it's like, it's so like, it's just, there is no right or wrong answer for it.
Mm-hmm.
Get lucky and hope you can either dodge it or you just take the fall.
Kill him before you can do it.
Yeah,
like
true.
That.
True. Chibs asked, following along the same trend, he says, do you think it's good to sometimes use stasis for defense rather than offense?
What like part of stasis? Like the wall?
It depends on the situation.
Definitely depends on the situation too. Because I remember. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, there's been a lot of times where I'm baiting a corner, right, or I know when people are gonna push, and whenever I see that red on the radar, or I hear like the footsteps close, I'll just throw a nade at the ground and slam on them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a defensive example to use it, but it's like it's situational. Everything can be used offensively and defensively.
You gotta know like if the team is aggressive or if they're really passive also, because that depends how you're gonna have to react to it. And I know there's this one time where I was like a 1v3 situation, and like my teammate's res was up, and his res is up and it's right in the open. So I just throw a nade on the floor and I get his res. And I mean, that's a way you use it as like a wall. And
Okay.
it rarely works, but sometimes, you know, that's something.
Maybe they'll get
Something
lucky
different.
and they won't slam it.
Yeah. Or they shoot it, but
Or you'll bait them into slamming it and you'll know that it's
Yeah.
coming.
Yep.
That's just
much.
playing smart is what that is.
yeah.
That's playing smart and playing, because I am definitely the worst with stasis like glacier walls. If I see it, I have to break it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the fact that I don't take this shit seriously. But like, I've killed my teammates more often than not in Iron Banner yesterday because they were just glacier walls and I just shattered them next to all my teammates.
Yeah. And
I
I,
mean,
I do that all the time.
We were already mercying, so I was like, eh. Bait and go, yeah, exactly. All right, so let's go pre-stasis. What class did you run most of the time, and why? What do you think was the most dominant before stasis?
Top tree Dawn.
Okay.
Either top tree. I didn't really play that much in the top tree Dawn. That's kind of when I came back to the game, but I would have learned top tree Dawn, but I still played either Spectral Blades or Arc
Spectral
Staff.
Hunter. Yeah. Any hunter, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then top tree Dawn is just
Yeah,
too fast. You're just so fast.
So fast.
Yeah.
That's
You're quick as shit.
I gotta say, that is one thing that I do like about stasis, though, is it gave a movement perk to hunters and to
Oh, yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I personally don't even think Shatter Dive is broken. I think I think
Whisper
the
of
grenade
Fissures
with
and
it.
then
Yeah, that's
So-
the thing. I if there wasn't Shatter Dive on Stasis Hunter, like just the movement part of it, I don't even think I'd use Stasis Hunter. Like I honestly think I'd still be using Arc Staff or Spectral, just because you're just it's the same movement, but you get your dodge back more with Arc, and
Yep.
I need to have my dodge, or I feel like my movement is crutched without it.
Right. Do you have the same thing to add, Legends?
God, I'll be honest with you, I blanked out. What are we talking about?
Movements with the other classes, and Shatter Dive not being the issue.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely the grenade and Whisper of Fissures, because the movement itself. I mean, the thing, like I said, I'm against all slowing and freezing abilities because it stops you from doing what Destiny is, which is movement and abilities. So it's like, yeah, and the only problem I have with Shatter Dive is the fact that it slows people.
Sure. So, do you think it slows and freeze, or do you think that if they got rid of something like freeze outside of super, it would be more balanced?
It's just gonna sit clip real quick.
I'm sorry. I'm so zoned out right now.
You're good, dude. I'm not worried about it. Are you playing
Yeah,
live, or you just
Yeah, no, this is live.
Oh, that's awesome. I was wondering. I was like, these are really long clips. All right, I dig that. It's the first time I think I've seen anyone play live while we're streaming. So we got like a little mini cam.
Yeah, what can I say? I'm just built different.
Oh, there
You know what I'm saying?
It's that I am.
You heard me?
You heard built diff. And Zorb's making clips right now too. Y'all are ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So let's keep it rolling, because obviously your guys' shots on point, right? For you to be where you're at, things like that.
Not sniper wise.
True. How do you
that's it.
feel about things like aim trainers?
They have their place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd definitely say they have their place. I mean, when my shot's feeling off, I'm not having like a really consistent day, I'll go use an aim trainer for 10-20 minutes. I mean, and then maybe it does a little something, but usually I just play the game a shit ton and just practice by playing. Not really a lot of aim training going on when I'm not playing the game. It's more just chilling and playing more.
And just
You know, if you want, I could. So the best aim trainer. So Kovacs is for games that are more pixel accurate.
Sure.
I could actually show my my aim trainer if you want to see what I do.
Yeah, throw it up.
Oh, I
Aim
want to see
training.
it.
By the way, chat is talking about the fact that you dropped a Wii ran live while on the ScrimCast, by the way.
Oh, that's nothing.
You got that I made that for you yet? Or I made this for you?
So this is I play
Osu? Yep.
Osu, and this is really good. So it's
Osu.
like, so this is for like speed. He's like, you're gonna really need, like, you could see like I'm very flicky and like, you know, that's my aim. I just very fast and on point, and I use this to get my aim like that.
Okay.
I don't know if this song in specific will show like a good representation.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of Osu. I know I was watching Panda play with it and stuff, and he does it on a trackpad, like versus on a
I
mouse.
use mouse to practice and keep consistency in aim.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, I have no clue how to play this game. I've tried it once. No clue what I was doing.
I'm pretty sure you just drag, right? Or click or drag.
The long ones you have to hold track.
And you feel this helps you out with your mobility and
Speed-
inputs a lot faster?
So if you could be really fast and accurate at the same time, that helps your aim, in my opinion, a lot.
Okay. Okay.
Just trying to find a good map.
I don't know. That last one was pretty nuts.
That was alright. There's really crazy ones. And I need to warm up because the sense on this is slightly different.
His mouse is
Holy
in
shit.
pain.
Isn't it good for like timing too? For like shots? You have to have good timing on each click.
That's pretty
Yeah,
wild.
and click timing.
Yeah.
It's just a trip to watch. Like, when I was watching Panda do it at first, I thought that he had his sped up, just because he was moving so fast with it. It's like, this is insane. There's no way it's clicking that fast. But now that I'm seeing it again, I'm like, okay. So, Zor, we're gonna see some future Osu streams in the future,
I might have to.
bro.
Legends is definitely better than me, so it wouldn't be that good.
Was that
But, you know,
160?
try.
160k, 165k. God damn.
Yeah, I no clue what to do.
You click. That's what you do.
Yeah, it's just some button pressing in there a little too, I think.
That was
But yeah,
pretty fucking
that's pretty much what I do for aim training wise.
wild. Okay. Let's talk DPI and then we'll jump into Cam's question. So, what do you guys prefer as your DPI, your in-game sense, stuff like that? Do you like slower, 400s like the old CS:GO days, or do you like faster like the like Walla runs and stuff?
I run 400.
I run 800.
Okay.
800 is a good sweet, and then I run 6 in game. But pretty much in Destiny, between top players, everybody runs between like 400 DPI between 9 and 11 cents, or 800 DPI between like 4 and 6, or maybe 7. But it's pretty uniform. Like it's the same. The only thing with like 800 is that it feels slightly smoother than 400. I like the smoother feel. And then 400 feels like it's like the OG CS sense. So you'll see a lot of old school PC players use that.
Yeah.
I run 488.
Okay. 480.
Yeah, so I run 400 from Rainbow Six. Rainbow Six
Right.
you rarely see anyone run above 400. Like 800, there's some people, but anything above 800, you're crutching yourself pretty much, because you have to be holding, the quick angle, get the quick shot, and it's harder to do at a higher DPI. So I just came from 400 and then I don't know how I got the sends I have. I literally just, I have zero clue how I got this, but I just play it on it, you know, for 2K hours, and it feels really good. Everybody thinks my sense is super high, but I mean, 8.8 400's pretty slow, like compared to, you know, the uniform.
Right.
So
Well, I mean, like,
I've been thinking of bumping mine up a little, but I don't want to like mess up that flow I have with it.
well, if you're just playing the game a lot anyway. So
Yeah.
why not? I mean, there's guys like Waller runs 1500.
He's
Yeah.
gonna have carpal tunnel.
Dude,
Yeah.
right?
There's no chance.
Dude, yeah, it's true.
He flicks that wrist so fast. And I've played against him more times than I can count, and I cannot compete. Like, his spins are just unbelievable. So let me scroll back up because Cam had a good question. Where did it go? He says, I tell my friends that people want changes to PvP and they ask why. Can I get some like concise statements as to what you're looking for? Like, why do you want PvP changed? What exactly? If you could go to Bungie tomorrow and say, change one thing, what would it be?
I mean, as a start, I would just get rid of stasis. I would make it into something else. Or I wouldn't change stasis. I would take away slowing and freezing abilities.
Yeah, I can definitely agree to that too.
Is competitive integrity wise, not that it matters in this game. Like, this game is never going to be competitive.
Right.
No matter as
Bungie
much
even
as we
said that.
try. But from a competitive standpoint, that just completely shoots the game in the foot. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Zorb,
I
what you got?
definitely agree with that. It's just, I hate being slowed, and I hate sitting while somebody runs up to me. It's, you know, the Fortnite floss in front of me and then shoots me, and I can't do anything about it because there's a timer on it.
Right.
It's literally the worst feeling ever.
I do think that they should. I wouldn't say get rid of stasis because I like the movement aspect on obviously Hunters and on Titans. Like, I use Shatter Dive a lot outside of my Glacier Slam.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use Shatter Dive to get myself out of.
Oh yeah, it's a
sniper.
it's a movement thing for
Yeah.
sure. And
I'll
when
use-
I play trials for 40 hours in a weekend, and I come back to playing, you know, just like Face It and normal stuff, I use like Arc.
Yep.
And it's so different not to have that movement going on where I can just, I'm midair and I can be on the floor with, you know, the scroll down on my mouse wheel.
Right.
But I love the movement for Hunter right now. Very nice.
Yeah. So, like I said, I just watched Jay slam down. Sorry, I was distracted too. I think there's things that can be tuned on stasis, but I don't think as a whole it should be pulled. Like, I remember.
Yeah, I agree with that. It has a place. It's
Yeah.
just the freezing and slowing is just too oppressive. Like, there's really nothing wrong with the things or the stasis, to be honest.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that,
I mean,
my
the
opinion.
Hunter super is too long and almost impossible to kill, but
Yeah, but I mean, if you're not directly within, you know, a 20-meter range of the tornado, you're fine. You can get
yeah,
out
that
and
thing run. is meat without tornado.
Yeah,
Or,
without
the tornado
like,
doesn't do
you can just-
anything.
You can just book it and you're fine. Man, that's a fun one. All right, let's keep it rolling, and then when we hit the hour mark, I'm gonna try and change it up a little bit. I know we've ran over time chatting a lot, so I kind of want to rein it in, and then we'll continue answering questions from chat while we're doing the scrim portion, and we're gonna focus on teaching some maps and stuff. So first, let's talk maps. What is your favorite map, and why is it Dead Cliffs?
Dead Cliffs by far. I play it every time and it's the best. I don't know. It just plays so well to both sides. Like, you can take, you know, somebody's playing on box, you could just go hold divider, and it seems balanced to me at least.
Legends, what you got? What's your favorite map?
I think either Javelin 4 or Burnout, between those two.
Okay.
And I just like the, you know, simple, basic, you know, linear gameplay of them. That it's like, really, whoever the better team is gonna win. and I just love that. Like just straight up outskilling people is kind of my thing. So it's like I'll be team oriented, but like I want to be the best player personally, and the solo playstyle really shines in those maps for me.
Sure.
But I guess it just depends on the playstyle and whatnot.
Yeah. All right. So Chips wanted to reel it back to
No.
Stasis real quick.
The big
Go
guy, he's a weirdo.
I saw that. He was doing that to you on, what was that? Fucking
Yeah.
Monday? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Chip says, how would you feel, for example, 8 mobility would allow you not to be slowed? Kind of like Titan, it would high Titan Resil or Warlock Recovery. If you had like 8 or above, you'd be slowed or not slowed as much. Do you think
I mean,
it
would be cool, but it would suck that you have to spec into something that you wouldn't want to, just so the game is more playable.
Sure.
Like, I don't know. I think it would be cool, but then it would force everybody to be high mobility. And high mobility isn't always a good thing. Like for example, like I would jump right here and I will go way above this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it isn't always like high mobility isn't gonna be the best in every scenario, even though obviously, you know, the obvious benefit that he said
Would be the reduction to slowing. Actually,
Yeah.
that'd be a good tangent to dive into. Stats wise, what do y'all run and why?
I run max recovery because I'm a fast-paced player and I want to get in and out of fights as often and as quickly as possible, and that's what that allows me to do.
Okay, so you're doing high recuv, high resil, high recuv, high mobile.
I do max recovery and then like even on pretty much everything else.
Okay.
I do 100 mobility, 100 recovery, and then everything else is like 6, 5. Except my resilience. My resilience is a little lower.
On Warlock too, or on just Hunter?
On Warlock, I always run. I have 100 recovery on every character.
Right.
It's always 100. But pretty much on Hunter, I always have 100 mobility. Like I think I'd rather have 100 mobility than recovery, just because I crutch my dodge pretty much. Like I have to have the dodge.
Right.
And Warlock, I run high recovery, and then I usually just have everything else spread out pretty even. And then Titan, I have high recovery, high resil, with everything spread out also.
Okay. Sweet. No, that makes perfect sense. Wish says, do you think? Hold on, chat's moving. Do you think it'd be fun making it subclass based? On one stat like D1 Arcstrider, you could make your super mobility base, or do you think that would play well in D2? Holy crap, that was tough to read.
What was the question?
It's
like
like
if
if subclass
making it subclass based on one stat, like how D1 Arcstrider was.
Oh, I don't think it would change it very much, to be honest, because typically the stats that are native to what you would think that class is, people pretty much already do. So I think
Right.
it's I think the way you think it'll play out is exactly the way it will play out, because it's already playing out that way.
Do you think it would give an added buff above the 100 if you had if you had to pick a class that was specific for that? Hold on,
Did they do that in D1?
I mean, it gave it an extra perk on top of it. It was like a plus 10 or a plus 20, if I remember right.
Yeah, but I don't think it went past the whatever the max was.
Yeah, but this is
I think it would allow you to spec into other stuff more, which there's already a ton of that already, so it's like kind of pointless. Technically, it's already in the game.
Right.
Because of the stuff that gives those added bonuses anyways.
Yep. Let me ask Lycan's question before he loses his mind. Much love, Lycan, by the way. He's one of my most active people in chat, so I can rag on him. He says, what do you think of Athrus's Embrace?
Isn't that the Hunter throwing knife thing?
Yep, that's the super knives.
I've never used it. I mean, I have them. I just don't use them because I crutch stompies. I always have stompies on.
Shit, if you guys are both playing Hunter, that means I'm gonna have to play Warlock. Ugh.
Yeah, I only really ever just play Hunter. I mean, I probably have the same amount of hours that I do in Hunter on every other character. It's just Hunter's just fun. I don't know.
I can agree with that.
I have a ton of hours in Titan. I'd say I'm a pretty good Titan. I can play Warlock. You know, when last season, you know, I played a shit ton of Warlock. That was my character last season. This season it's Hunter, because they're just good.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so I'm gonna ask my last question, then we can jump into the practical and kind of just chat maps. We'll play some scrim maps, talk lanes, positioning, things like that. 120s, how y'all feel about it? Balanced, completely unbalanced, incredibly unfair. Should never have been changed.
I don't think it should have been changed. I think it was fine how it was. If anything, it slowed the game down even more than it was already heading towards.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a pocket sniper, I guess. That's how if you have the right roll, that thing it hits so hard, and you can
Like,
just send it back.
I'm a max range roll, and you see what I'm doing to these fucking kids. Like, this isn't even fair.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a disgusting criminals and a steady hand both that are just awful. And we did a bunch of 120s testing, but I've been playing with 140s, and I found that I can actually still have a faster TTK at range, obviously. Like, the range matters.
Yeah. 140s. I haven't been using them like whatsoever. I've just been crutching my true prophecy, but they definitely are able to compete for sure. They're pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I've been running around
The
with
ace. The ace is insane. Hawkmoon's nice too.
Yeah,
they just don't have. They just like. There's gonna be times where you're gonna be getting hit across the map and you have no clue where someone is, and it's by a 120 just doing so much damage to you.
I deserve to die. I suck. Damn.
I just love that you're sitting here playing and chatting. It's funny.
Yeah, the only bad thing is that I just fucking zone out.
Right, you just vibe in. All right, face it. Let's talk face it. Face it rules. You like them? You don't like them? Have you played a bunch of face it this season? Well, I mean, it's a new season, but last season, things like that.
I think I have like a total of like maybe 6 face it games played. I don't like it personally.
Okay.
I don't really play it to be competitive. I just play it to play against good people that aren't, sixes people.
Right.
That's nothing else about it.
That aren't crutching it.
Yeah, just to play against people that aren't 0.3s all day.
Oh, you mean you don't like steamrolling? Weird.
No, it's not a good way to improve or get better at anything.
True. Very true. Damn. Let me think on. I had something else and I just completely lost it because I was watching Legends Nade hit. Hold on. There was one. Oh, Lycan's got another one. He says, do you think aggressive frame shotguns need to be tuned down?
What are aggressive frames? Like
Astral. What else is an aggressive? I know Astral's the only one that's really potent right now, but. And what do you mean by tuned down, Lycan? Like how? Let me get a clarification on that. But I know he's got another one too. Do you think they should remove quick draw from shotguns?
I mean, yes and no. If they took away quick draw, it could be good because it forces people to
use other shit too.
Have to think more in an engagement, because quick draw is kind of like a get out of jail free card and you can just quickly swap. But then again, I think at the same time being able to do that shows mechanical skill, because like you could quickly swap and do like things very fast.
Right.
So I don't know. I think for this game, I think it should stay, but it's just, I don't know. It's a tricky question.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that. Pretty tricky. I don't know if they could do it now, It's already
right with it being around.
Maybe whenever they were focusing on competitive Destiny, whenever they said they were in Destiny when they first dropped Destiny 2.
Right.
Then maybe, but now there's no point.
Just embrace the space magic and easy shots.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. All right, so the last one, obviously, we know that. I know I said the last one already, but we still got like 7 minutes. We know that the next season is Season of the Chosen. Do you feel like Bungie's going to put any time into PvP and that's why they're so quiet about it? Or do you think that it's just by the wayside until everyone backs out?
Dude, I have no idea what Bungie's. I can't.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to predict them for 7 years.
True.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
True.
I don't know.
Well, let's flip it a little
Knew
bit.
I'd leak.
Right. Let's flip it a little bit. What do you hope to see from Season of the Chosen? Because we're coming down to like 30 days from now.
I'm hoping for new loot so I can keep making money off recovs.
Hey, right?
True.
Actually, that's,
something different.
What do you think would bring PvEers into PvP?
Say again?
What do you
New
think
players
would bring PvE players into PvP? Because obviously they're not really touching it.
I think good loot, to be honest. Because like look at Not Forgotten, you know? How many people played for Not Forgotten when that came out?
Dude, Recovs for that was so much fun.
It was an insane. I mean, yeah, dude, the money was nice. Don't get me wrong, but the player base was bumping for comp.
Yep.
Because there was actually something to go for.
Agreed. Something
was
to chase.
Awesome.
We are 100% on the exact same page on that. Something to the chase.
Yeah, like the first trials weekend of this season was actually insanely fun because there was so many different people playing.
Yeah.
Something different. And
I mean, everybody wanted Adept, and then we realized the Adept roles are.
Yeah, it was fun though to to play the game at the time because there was a lot of new people playing and a lot of people wanting to get this loot. And now that they're like, oh, it's trash. Like this weekend's loot was trash. I played the same team, 4 times in a card once.
Yep.
Just low player base.
Yeah, PvP is just not an ideal state, meta or player base wise.
Agreed. PvP Trials specifically was rough this weekend. I didn't get a chance to check the stats, but I'm pretty sure it was below 100k. I really think it was. Because I matched a lot of the
I
same
felt like there
teams
was like
and
50 people playing. I kept matching the same people.
On PC or on like total?
Total.
There's 162k.
Okay. Which is still low. That's very low. Was that for the weekend or like on a daily?
For the weekend.
God, dude.
Yeah.
That's rough. All right, last question is from Wish, and then I'll load up my game because I am not, obviously. Wish says, how do you both feel about crossplay?
I think now with the new consoles, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword. It's kind of like the quick draw one. It's like if they add crossplay, then console is going to be dealing with cheaters. Okay, and nobody wants to deal with cheaters. So like, I think crossplay between Xbox and PS4 would be fine, but crossplay between PC and console would not be fine because then it's like even the people who have the new consoles are saying it's so obvious playing against a 30 FPS player.
Yeah.
Imagine a PC player on 240 FPS is playing against a 30 FPS gamer on a 6-year-old console. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like right now, I don't think it'd be the ideal time to put crossplay in at all.
Wait,
Legends, what do you think about crossplay by input device? Like, how there's people that are like playing, or I think it's Call of Duty that does it for Warzone. If you can play with your own squad, and if they all have M&K in, then it's only M&K lobbies, and then you can only play.
Doesn't matter. You could still cheat on
lobbies.
Xbox. You could still, cheat on a controller or mouse and keyboard. It doesn't matter what input device you are. The cheats are still there.
True.
You know what I mean? If you're saying between PC and console.
Right. That's that round robin of we need an anti-cheat, but to get an anti-cheat,
we need an anti. Yeah, exactly.
Because more people to play gives you money on the IP so that they can put in there. Cam had one more question. He says, as a PvE player, what would you say to entice him to get back into PvP?
Just something to chase.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to what really you enjoy. I don't think right now there's a lot to say to someone that doesn't already want to play PvP. Kind of just like,
Yeah, you either like
it's
it
up
or
to
you don't.
Yeah.
Shit, half the time the people that do like PvP don't want to play it right now.
Yeah, so I mean, it's literally just what you want, because I can't tell someone, oh man, it's so fun. Like, you're just gonna have the most fun time ever playing, trials with me or something like that, because that's not true. Like, I
Right.
really have fun.
I
Like,
rarely
very
have
rare.
fun. Well, that was very enticing.
Yeah. It's just the truth.
Chip says he likes comp and he's a PvE player. Chips, you should try comp on PC and then see how you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially
throw
high
his
comp.
PC out the window and set it on fire.
Right. I definitely spent a lot of time in the survival playlist.
Oh yeah,
And-
that's what I did when I first started playing this game. I solo queued for 2 months straight. Only
Yep.
solo queue, never playing with one person ever, so I could learn how to win my ones.
Right. Or most of the time threes because your teammates throw all your lives.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a good way to. I mean, it's just like I said, how I play Face It. I don't play it to, oh, I need to get first and Face It or whatever. It's just to play against better people. But then when you play against the worst people, a little better. But
Right. All right, we're gonna roll into the practical chat. If you guys have questions, you can still type it. Gentlemen, if you guys need to go grab a drink of water or